What is going on, guys? It's your boy Rod from the Rod's family, and I want to go ahead and give you guys the welcome to our POKENERD10 channel, where we are going to be focusing on pretty much the Pokemon trading card game, how to play the game, how to build the best decks with the best strategies, with the best cards. Not only that, but share with you guys the up-and-coming collection, my up-and-coming collection, in which I'll personally be go ahead and purchasing and actually sharing with you guys while I go ahead and open up the new booster packs. Not only that, but whenever I get the opportunity, I will be joining some local tournaments and going ahead and sharing that experience with you guys. Alright, guys? So, as you guys can see, I never grew out of Pokemon. Now I'm about to be almost 30 years old in what, 2 years? But hey, Pokemon, I'm telling you, like, some people are fanatic with Mario. My thing is pretty much Pokemon. So, hey, once again, if you are a Pokemon nerd, if you're a person who is interested in learning how to play the game, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a rundown and other great information here in this channel. Just go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe with post notifications on. Once again, subscribe with post notifications on to the channel, because you guys do not want to go ahead and miss out on some phenomenal information. Alright, guys, so welcome back. Hey, first and foremost, allow me to just say thank you for joining on and for also subscribing on to the channel. Today's episode, okay, guys, is going to be focused on understanding the cards and actually knowing how to use them and how to play the game. So I'm going to give you like a little rundown, little fundamentals down on that. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and present myself. Guys, I'm Rod, okay, guys? My name is Rod, you know, short for Rodriguez, but that's because I'm pretty much in the military, so we're called by our last name. Alright, guys, but my first name is Joshua. So I want to go ahead and let you guys know, guys, that I am a military police officer in the United States Army, and I just happen to love Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I'm obsessed with Pokemon ever since I was a little kid. I've always collected the cards. I've always had pretty much from, you know, Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Red, the absolute very first. I love Pokemon so much, I can still like feel and smell how the cards were when they first came out. The OG packets, the very first Venusaur that I saw, you know, like everything, like that Venusaur card was crazy. I knew I should have picked it up. I'll get into that sooner or later, probably down the line. But anyways, guys, let me tell you something. I love Pokemon so much that I've pissed off my wife at points because she doesn't like me wasting money on that. But then you see her taking her time to play the game with me. You know, she loves the Pokemon trading card game. She finds it as an escape. She uses it as therapy because it involves math and it involves also pretty much strategy. You know, what can I do? How can I be a step ahead? You know, and that's something that I think that is, you know, overlooked at when it comes down to this game, because you can learn so much from a, you know, from a game like this. You know, not only can you get better in math, not only can you learn how to always be one step ahead, you know, of your opponent or etc. when it comes down to the game, but the fact that it gets your mind to work, you know, it will eventually, one way or another, pay off in your day-to-day basis, because our mind is something that we always have to exercise one way or another, and the Pokemon game does just that. Alright, the Pokemon trading card game just, you know, does just that. And I want to go ahead and pretty much share with you guys how to pretty much get this game up and rolling, understanding the cards that we have here. Okay, guys? So the purpose of the game. The purpose of the game is obviously to win, right? But how do you win? There's only two ways in which you can win in this game. Now, one way is knocking out all of the Pokemon in which your opponent has active, which is the Pokemon he's using at the moment to, you know, battle with, or it's bench. So if your opponent has one active Pokemon and no bench, and you happen to kill that Pokemon, I don't want to say the word kill, it's kind of, you know, like kind of bad, right? No, just knock out, eliminate that Pokemon. Since he has no Pokemon in the bench, you win. Okay? You win. Now, if he has Pokemon in the bench and has an active Pokemon and you knock that Pokemon out, he has the opportunity to go ahead and knock you out now by putting another Pokemon from the bench to pretty much go active. So, in other words, see it as a baseball player, right, who's on the plate, on the mound, ready to go, hit the ball, and you have other players in the bench ready to go. You see what I'm saying? It's the exact same concept here. And the second way to win is pretty much collecting all the prize cards. Now, prize cards are prize cards, they're rewards. So every single time you knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon, you pick up a prize card. Now there's only 6 prize cards in which you need to pick up, and in general this is 6 prize cards. So therefore you have to knock out 6 of your opponent's Pokemon, depending, because there's certain cards in which are rare and strong to a point where if you knock those cards out, they allow you to pick up 2 prize cards. So it's pretty much a matter of reading and understanding the instructions of the cards, alright guys? But that way it's easier if you're able to have the capacity of knocking out such cards, and it raises your opportunity of winning the game. So it's a win-win, but it's also, well, not a win-win, but it's a win-lose situation, because they can defeat you, but if you defeat them, you're a step closer to winning. It all depends. You'll see later on when I start presenting certain cards, and you'll be like, okay, I kind of understand, or I do understand. If you don't understand, just go ahead and leave me a comment. I'll be glad to go ahead and answer any questions you guys need clarification on down in the comments below. But guys, it's that simple. 2 ways to win: knocking out all their Pokemon in their bench as soon as possible, or picking up all the prize cards. So in the Pokemon game, you flip a coin head to tail, and that will determine who goes first and who goes second. Now, the second person to go, not the first, just the second person to go, is the first person that will execute an attack, okay? They will execute an attack, or in other words, they will get the ball rolling when it comes down to pretty much the whole battling, okay? Now, in the game, in the beginning, you will draw 7 cards, okay? You will draw 7 cards. The purpose of drawing these 7 cards is to look at your hand and find a basic Pokemon. Now, what's a basic Pokemon? Simple. A basic Pokemon, it's like a baby. When you were born, you are a baby, right? And as you grow, you tend to evolve as a person. It's the exact same way how the Pokemon game works. So first, I want to go ahead and explain that if you don't have pretty much a basic Pokemon in your hand, you will have to expose your entire hand to your opponent. They will have to witness that you do not have a basic Pokemon card in your hand, and that, my friend, is kind of a lose situation for you, because they have the opportunity to draw an additional card every single time that happens. And that's not good, because you're giving your opponent the opportunity to have a better hand in the beginning of the game and a step ahead in the beginning of the game. And pretty much you don't want to go ahead and have that loss. You want to go ahead and start strong, but it's part of the rules, so you want to make sure that whenever the deck is shuffled a really, really good way. So what's a basic Pokemon? Well, a basic Pokemon is a card that says basic on the top left corner of the card. Now, okay, this card right here is very, popular. This particular Pokemon is called the Ekans. If you guys are familiar with pretty much Pokemon itself, if you know Team Rocket, you will know that Jessie, right, the female with the long red hair, her main Pokemon, and throughout multiple seasons, if I'm not mistaken, was this Pokemon right here called Ekans. Alright guys, now see here on the top right there, it pretty much just says basic. Okay guys, basic meaning this Pokemon is one of the first Pokemons you can go ahead and throw onto the active so you can battle with it, okay? And also, you can have it in your bench if you happen to have multiple or happen to have a different card as your active Pokemon. So how do you attack? How do I make moves? What if I go second? How can I get the ball rolling? Simple, guys. So going back to the basic card here, Ekans itself has something, as you can see, a move called Poison Sting, okay? Now, you do precisely just that. You use the attack, but the only way you can use the attack is by adding an energy card. Just like us humans, we need energy to do certain things. So you need to pretty much provide to the Pokemon energies. Now, you have to be careful because not every energy is going to give you the opportunity to go ahead and use a certain attack. In this particular case, see that little white star that you see right here? That only means one thing. That means the Ekans can be applied with any type of energy. Any type of energy, doesn't matter if it's fire energy, doesn't matter if it's water energy, doesn't matter what energy you attach to Ekans. It will have the opportunity to use that attack as long as it has that energy, okay? Now, that particular move, Poison Sting, okay? It has something and it says, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned, okay? That, my friend, is a huge advantage because when a Pokemon has the ability to poison your opponent's Pokemon, it's good because during turns, that Pokemon is taking damage 10 away from his health points, which is pretty much right here, health points. Meaning that when you drop that down to 0, that Pokemon is knocked out. So, I say for example, I use Poison Sting, I attach an energy, I use Poison Sting, I flip a coin, and it turns out to be head. Not only am I going to do 10 damage to whatever the active Pokemon that they have, but now as turns go by, that Pokemon is losing 10, 10, 10. As well as every single time I attack with this move, I'm doing 10 as well. So it's actually a huge advantage for my Ekans because, and for me, because I'm able to knock out that Pokemon as soon as possible, giving me the opportunity to pick up a prize card. Now that you understand the concept of a basic Pokemon, I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much explain to you guys what an energy looks like and why is it convenient to actually have that particular energy, just in case if you're in a situation where you need to use a certain attack, but you can't because you don't have that energy. So pretty much, say for example, I have my Ekans, right? And I come and I attach this psychic energy to Ekans, okay? Now, I attach the psychic energy to Ekans. Now I'm able to go ahead and use that attack. Awesome. I'm using that attack. You can only attach one energy per turn. Alright? One energy per turn unless there is an ability or an ability or a Pokepower or a Pokebody, which are certain pretty much how can I explain this? Pretty much like special talents that certain cards have that allow you to go ahead and do certain things during the game. The game is a real easy concept for the game. The game is pretty much, you read the card, you do what the card says. That's simple, don't complicate things. It's really that easy. So, in between turns, say I come and I happen to go ahead and I, boom, add another energy to Ekans. Boom, now Ekans has two energies, a psychic energy and a dark energy, right? My opponent goes and he attacks for some reason or he didn't, it doesn't matter what happens, but Ekans is still alive, right? So now you got in your hand the opportunity to evolve Ekans into Arbok, which is his evolution, its grown-up stage. So you're gonna go ahead and now apply this move, this card over Ekans, right? And now Arbok has two energies, okay? Now, this is what I mean by abilities. Certain Pokemons have the ability to do special things. And then Arbok has a move called Venomous Fang. Now, as you can see, it requires what? If you said it, you got it right. 1 psychic energy and 2 any other energy. Alright? So at this moment, Arbok can't attack with that move because of the simple fact that it doesn't have the 3 energy that it requires. But say for some reason, right, it is my turn again, and I attach this energy card to it. Now I can perform that Venomous Fang and do what the move states that I can do. Now the move says your opponent's active Pokemon is now poison. See, it's a little bit different there. I don't have to flip a coin. Now it's just straight up poison. Now I want to go ahead and read the ability that the card has here. Now the card's ability is Intimidating Pattern. What does that do? As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, which is the Pokemon that you're battling with, your opponent's active Pokemon's attack do less 30 damage. So say if its Pokemon happens to have an attack that does precisely 30, what's gonna happen? You're not gonna take damage. But say if it does 50, how much damage you're gonna take? Simple, right? 50 minus 30 equals 20. Therefore, my Arbok is only gonna receive 20 of damage. Its HP is 120. So therefore, my HP will be at 100. Simple concept math. Now, something very important to know, guys. You guys have to understand that you cannot evolve a Pokemon in the same turn. The Pokemon's basic form has to be down either the bench first or active first. It has to be played out first. The next following turn is when you can go ahead and evolve. Okay, guys. So I just wanted to go ahead and make sure you guys had that very clear. And now we're gonna go into pretty much what we call trainer cards. Trainer cards are a huge factor, okay? Because of the simple fact that they help you in so many ways. If I can't emphasize it enough that trainer cards are the key to really winning, because you need energy to attack. And if you don't got energy, you can't do much. So you need to get your hands into your deck as soon as possible and get as many energies as you can, and also try to go ahead and get as many other useful cards that will go ahead and help you play out whatever strategy you need to get out so you can have the upper hand in the game. So trainer cards, pretty much you have 2 types. You have the ones that say item on the top or supporters on the top. Note that the items, during your any turn, you can play as many items as possible. Excuse me. And during your turn, you can only play 1 supporter per turn. Okay, guys? So it's very important that you guys know the difference and make sure that you guys understand that you can play as many as items and you can play only 1 supporter per turn. Alright, guys? Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you an example of what I was just explaining prior to this explanation of the difference of the cards. Pretty much, Professor Birch Observation is one of the cards in which, most starter decks may have, or if not, they may have something similar. But Professor Birch Observation says, shuffle your hand into your deck and flip a coin. If heads, you draw 7 cards. If tails, you draw 4 cards. So, it's very important to get, obviously, the right side of the coin, for the simple fact that you're gonna be able to draw more cards. But if you also play this card when it's your only card in your hand, or you only have 2 cards, hey, at the end of the day, 4 is better than 2 or 1. So it's going to be a win-win situation. But that's a supporter card. Now we have also Versus Seeker, which is an item card, which pretty much says put a supporter card from your discarded pile into your hand. So that's very cool because it allows you to go ahead and say, for example, if this was I used it and I happened to go ahead and flip tails, right? And I would have loved to get, obviously, the other side of the coin so I can go ahead and, collect 7 cards. Then what I could do in the same turn, since I could play as many items as I want, I already played 1 supporter card, but I could play as many items as I want. I can go ahead and use this, right? So put a supporter card from your discarded pile into my hand, so that, next turn I have this, and I can rely on this once again to see if I could draw 7 cards, or in addition, only 4 cards. It is what it is. The important thing is to get the cards that you need. so you can go ahead and perform whatever strategy your deck revolves around. So there you have it, guys. It's real simple. Don't complicate things. Just read the damn card and go ahead and pretty much do what the card tells you to do. As you go ahead and start collecting cards, there will be certain cards that will probably say things that was not mentioned in this particular video. But remember that this video was pretty much for a breakdown on the fundamentals. It's real simple stuff. If you ever need to get into detail with the rules, pretty much go ahead and get the rule book online or purchase it however you like. But the rules are simple, are real easy, and you know, just follow the rules and it'll guide you. Like if you literally know how to read, if you literally know how to add, and you know how to pretty much follow simple directions, there's no way that you cannot play this game. This game is fun. It's a healthy game, and in the end of the day, I'm telling you guys, first prize winners in these tournaments, the highest that I can recall, I think it was $25,000. So these tournaments are serious. Like, you know, this stuff is worldwide. The Pokemon trading card game community is something huge. And let me tell you something, it's something fun to be around and it's something fun to be a part of. So go ahead, you know, pick up your first booster pack today, or pick up your first, you know, starter deck out in Walmart, you know, GameStop, all these great, you know, places that support pretty much the Pokemon environment. And, you know, go ahead and do your thing, man. Just go ahead and get involved, and you'll be surprised the great people you'll meet. Not only that, but if you happen to get your kids involved, this is a great way to go ahead and connect and interact with your kids. You know, I know that a lot of parents out there are having trouble, work too much, or, you know, for X and Y reasons, are having some hard time communicating or, you know, expressing some type of connection with your kids. This is something great to go ahead and connect with. So, hey, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you for joining once again. Leave any comments below if you need me to go ahead and clarify any rules for you guys, or any help in understanding anything that was touched on upon this particular video. And, you know, what can I say? You know, go ahead, comment, share, subscribe, post notifications on. And guys, much blessings. Go catch them all.